Buddy, this is Laughter Talks, and I'm Marguerite Fair, host of the show. And I would love to introduce our wonderful guest today. This is so exciting. We're doing something different. Now, Bridget, I want to let people know that we had a one-on-one call, and your full name is Brigitte Callahan. And we met at the JVC Collaborative event that was online for business people, and it was amazing. And this is how Bridget and I found each other, and we did have a one-on-one consultation, which is amazing. And what Bridget does is she is the queen of creating. We're going to do a seminar today, actually, but she creates slideshow presentation for businesses. Now, this is something that everyone can use. I mean, because so many people are actually starting online businesses. And the tips and the information that we're going to get from Bridget can be helpful for whatever level you're at. Isn't that right, Bridget?
Absolutely. Anyone who uses slides, even students use them to present their homework.
Oh, perfect. So tell us about what we're doing today and what we're going to learn. And then you can let me know, because I did set this that I can share the screen with participants. So I don't know if that's where I stop. I think you might know more of that than I do. So you let us know what you're going to do and then how you'll make adjustments so we can all see this.
Okay, great. So I'm able to share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen and show some slides and talk to them. And I call this Stage Talk Secrets. It's a presentation where actually I'm just going to show the tail end of this talk, but it's going to talk about a little bit about who I am and why I do what I do, but then it's going to go into some before and afters. And really the purpose of this whole presentation is to show you what a good slide looks like. Most people actually haven't seen a good slide. And so they see what other people do and they think, oh, that's how you make a slide. That's why we see all these bullets on a white background and they start reading it to you. And it's just like, you're sitting in the audience feeling like, well, don't they think I can read? And the other thing is they don't realize that you don't want to put all that text on there that you need to remember what to say. You want to put something that's coherent with what you're saying that makes sense to the audience. Sort of like in a Hollywood movie,
Exactly. Yes.
You see scenes and you see action that may not correlate to what the actor's doing, but it makes sense in the storyline, right? And so then you're following what they're saying and you're getting more more of your imagination and more of your brain and your memory working together because of the images and the graphics that they're pairing with what they're saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is so important because it really is true. You can't make, you need to make your impression immediately. And a good slide presentation can really get you more business, get you more clients. So that's extremely important, especially today, because everybody's online and you want to pop. That's why I always say you want to pop.
Yes, well, you want to have that wow factor, that has you present your best, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I go to all this trouble to get my green screen working so I can look presentable. Yes. It took 2 years. Give us a shortcut.
You did a nice job. It looks beautiful. So you want me to go ahead and start sharing my screen?
Yes, why don't you do that? Start, and you can talk us along through this, and I'm turning it over to you. So Bridget, let us know how to do a presentation.
Okay, let me just get rid of some of these things you don't want to see. Okay, let's go. All right, so there's 3 little known secrets to engage, captivate, and convert your audience. And engage is you really want to connect with your audience. You want to engage them. You want them to be happy that they came and leave, knowing that they took something away, the value they provided. And how do you captivate the audience? Well, you captivate them with your personality, with how you are confident on stage, with how you connect with the audience, and then how do you convert your audience? So what I mean by that is whatever message you're conveying, are they taking that with them? Are they going to do something different after your talk? Are you motivating them, or are you providing a product that you want them to invest in? Are you converting that audience to what you're saying? So that's the talk that I'm delivering today. And of course, my name is Brigitte Callahan. I'm your presentation design expert. I've been working many live events, making changes to their slides backstage, right, just before the speaker goes up. And I provide that calming effect for them so that they can be their best. I've worked a lot of large events and small, and had the privilege of traveling many places internationally. This is the crew I was working with, and those people behind us are the Beach Boys. We were on the Bahamas.
Wow.
Doing an event for about 800 people.
Wow. Oh, how you suffer to do your work.
What's that? I
How
know,
you
it's
suffer to
someone
do
has to
your
do
work.
it.
How amazing.
And, you know, we have a lot of fun along the way. We were teasing our producer because he had this beard, this goatee beard. And so we put a little black tape on our chins. You know, and I got to witness a lot of results of how speakers, you know, interact with their audience. And I've seen some good and bad and not so good presentations, you know. And I realized the impact that the event can have on the audience. I've seen all too many speakers just really break that experience and you know, quell that delivery. And it amazes me how much money these executives spend on these events and how much thought they put into the marketing, the banners, the ads, whatever, but they never put much thought into the slides. And when you're at an event, what's the most time you're spending looking at is the slides.
Slides, yeah.
Slides are bigger than you, and your mind share is on those slides. So let's put some better, you know, thought to it. So this is just a list of some of the clients I worked with. And I've graduated from college in a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in printmaking. But I knew coming out of college, I'm not going to make it as a fine artist. So I quickly got a job assisting an art director and learning the ropes of commercial graphic design. And the second job out of college was working for a multimedia company where they made slides and, you know, for multimedia events. And that was early on in my career. Before computers, we were making slides in carousels, having these big giant projectors projecting the slides onto the screen. It was crazy fun. I also help speakers with their collateral material, like, you know, flyers, handouts, you know, and there was a day when we delivered our content on CDs. Yeah. I used to design those covers for them.
The old days.
Exactly. Well, we're in the new age, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I have many stories of working backstage and witnessing performances that were both good and maybe not so good. And I know how important it is for that audience to have that great experience. I'm actually here today as an advocate for your audience. So I'm standing in the audience, communicating to you, letting you know what works and what doesn't work for me as the audience. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right, absolutely. So I am being their voice and letting you know, what do we need? What do we need to see in order to consume and understand all this information that you're providing? So one of my big pet peeves is I want to abolish the boring slide.
Yay!
You know? I want to create a win-win experience with you and your audience. So my promise today is to, you know, show you what it is to keep it simple. How do we use nice images? How do we make it readable? Did you know that less is more in slides? And let's have fun. I always have fun. So so the first one is I want to talk about no white backgrounds. Okay. So white backgrounds are like shining a light in your eye when you're in the movie theater. It's like you can't even enjoy the movie because someone's shining a light in your eye. And what I mean by that is our eye looks to the light. When we're looking at projected light, which is what television is, we're looking at the white area. So like you look at this slide, it's very easy to read the white text, right? But when you go to this next one, it's like, oh, wow, that's pretty bright, you know, and it's very hard to read the text.
Well, that hurts your eyes, actually.
Doesn't it shock?
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shock and awe.
Yeah.
And then we call this the eye chart because it's so much text we can't even read it, you know. So in the industry, we call this the eye chart. But I do use slides to explain some things. It kind of wakes them up in the middle, but you'll see most of my slides have a darker background. So when I talk about simplify, it's like looking at the deck of slides that you're working with. This is an actual deck I got from a client before I redesigned it for them. And I look to see, you know, what is the storytelling? What's the cadence of the ins and outs, and how, you know, what are the most important points? Because I want to identify those, because I want to make sure that we really emphasize those points with some great images. And I usually say about a slide per minute is about average. Some people might use more than that. Some people might use one slide per 5 minutes. And there's some different camps that say you should only have 20 slides max in your deck for an hour. I beg to differ, because it really depends on the conversation. If you're talking a lot of technical stuff, you might need to have some slides that walk through that technical bit. Okay. So what I do is simplify. Let's get rid of some of these slides, and I'll just use slide sorter view to see we don't need this one, we don't need this one, and go like that. So this next one is actually a before and after. So on the left is the before. This is exactly what the client gave me. And the after is what we designed. I know it's in thumbnail view, you can't really see it, but you can kind of get a world of it, right? Like the color, it looks exciting. It's like, oh, those are nice slides. I can't wait to see those, right? And then I click and nothing happens.
Well, oh, there it is. It did something. Yay.
Okay. And there's another one, before and after. Okay, so this was a client that was speaking to the automotive industry, you know, and how women in the automotive industry didn't really, they had like a glass ceiling. They couldn't rise to, you know, high executive levels. And she was talking about the differences and why that happens and how to break through that. And even talking with statistics, where, you know, when you hire a woman in leadership, your productivity actually increases 10%.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, right. And so this is more of her slides. You can see there's pretty simple. We got some statistics and stuff. And it's fun stuff, you know.
It's very much, it's really visual. It's just like making films or anything else. When you say less is, and the darkness, I love even shooting with darker backgrounds.
Yeah,
this is
it's
wonderful.
Like, I call it the Hollywood effect.
Yeah, it's true.
And this is one of my speakers. She was one of my, she has one of the best stories of going on stage. She didn't even, she knew she was a speaker, but she couldn't speak. She was so afraid. And she contacted me to help her with her slides, but I saw her speak at her 3-day event, and I said, you got to bring it. Not only can I help you with good slides, but you also have to bring it. And so we'll show you her before and afters. So on the left was her slides. It looks typical, right? Most people make slides like that.
Yeah.
And then on the right, what we did with them. Okay. And I have several slates of these. Yeah. So you can see there's a richness. There's a visual story happening. Yeah. And if you handed these slides out to someone, they'd have no idea what you're talking about. To me, that's a great slide, because you need you on stage talking to them. Make sense?
Exactly. Exactly. It makes a lot of sense. If they wanted to read a book, they'd stay home and read it.
Exactly. Exactly. No eye chart, please. And here's another client, again, before and after. She was pretty good with visuals, but we just needed to straighten them up and give it more order, because our brain likes order, believe it or not. In the chaos, we like order. And then this is the same client, but her offer slides changed to yellow, because it's kind of like, okay, let's wake up. We're talking about an offer now, you know? So there's use of color to bring up the ebbs and flows, right?
Yes. It's just,
so I'm going to actually show you before and after slides. These are offer slides. And this was not a client yet. I was part of his 6-day marketing plan program. And this was his actual slide. And we've all seen this like electric blue background, and you can't even see his logo.
Exactly. It washes out.
It is. And then this was his chart. Okay. And then this was his offer slide. It's like, that's an offer slide? It looks like just a bunch of text. And then this was what's included with the price. And to me, it's hard to read. You know, what is the value? I can't really even read it. So the next slides I'm going to show you are the after. And they may not look much different to you, but you really want to see, how does your brain react when you see these? So remember the one where you couldn't see his logo?
Yeah.
Isn't that like more
comfortable? It pops now because it's not blending into the blue.
Right.
Yeah.
And then here's that chart. Remember you had it on white?
Oh, see, that makes the biggest difference right there.
Right, right.
Yes.
When he was just a JPEG, this is actually created in PowerPoint so we can animate it. So you can
Oh,
get some movement with it. And then
oh,
I love this. This was his hot seat. Before he just had a slide that said hot seat. I
I
said, no,
like
no, no, we have to
that.
have a picture.
That's very powerful. That's a
Isn't it?
very
I love that
powerful
seat
picture.
because
I
it
love it.
looks really comfortable, but it's out
Yeah,
in the middle of nowhere. So you kind of got this, oh, do I want to take the hot seat? Well, it looks
yeah.
comfortable, maybe so.
Love it.
And then this is the offer slides.
Oh, wow.
More engaging, right? I love that
Very much
response.
so. I love this.
And then the offer slide with the pricing, because we always show the offer slides twice. We show what you're going to get, and then we show what it's worth. And these are all clickable, so he can wait till he shows the price or whatever. So the whole thing included is that much, and then then he added these extras, So and then the final, so the value is that, but into the course it's this, and you have a payment plan. So it's very clean and simple. Our brain can understand it much better. I don't know if you can remember what his slide looked like
Yes,
when I
I
showed you the
do.
befores.
Yes, I do. I'm a very visual person, and yes, I remember. Yes.
So the text is bigger. There's order to it. There's order in how we're served up the information. So it just makes much more sense. And you know what? We're trained to get information this way. So when you don't serve it up this way and you serve it up the old way, you take a big hit in your reputation because of that, because we have that Hollywood quality that we're looking for because we all watch television. So
Yeah, that's true.
let's
And that's
let's give them what they expect.
you're really able to remember information this way. When there's too much to read, people need one or two things that they can remember effectively, and it really grabs them this way.
Yeah, exactly. So now these next slides tell a story. And here, this is my book writer, and we wanted to do a chart, book sales in 2017. I said, well, you know what? Let's make a chart made of books, stacks of books.
That's
And I
good.
thought it
I
was
love
a great
it.
idea.
Yeah, I love it.
And then here's another one where he was talking about all the different social media. And if you're like into social media marketing, that's a lot of work. Look at all
Oh,
that social
yes,
media you got to deal with.
I know.
He called it like, it's like you're putting your bucket on the sand. He was talking about the
Yeah,
beach or something. I can't remember what he said, but I said, oh, I see the vision now. And I created this for him.
yeah, that just opens everything up. I never looked at those and thought, wow, that's exciting before until you put them on the beach. I love that.
Right, exactly. It's like a relatable story. It's like, yeah, social media on the beach.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I, the message was discover your heart message. And we found this image. This is a
Right.
found image that
Wow.
fit perfectly with the message.
Nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I love it. It looks like
And
you
she
have
can
that.
talk for 5 minutes to
Yeah.
this, and they're gonna hear
Wow.
the story, and they're gonna remember the campfire and being on the beach, and they're drawing this heart with a light, and the dock in the background, the sunset,
Amazing.
all of that is gonna embed in their brain 10 times more than just you speaking words.
Yeah.
So
That's
they're
a
gonna hear
great
you.
visual. That's the best one I've ever, and it looks like you spent a lot of time creating this and you found this. This is amazing.
That's our expertise. We find the best images. That's why
And
people
that's
hire us.
important to
We know
be
how to
able to
find them.
find them because look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, look at this next one. You'll love this. So the
Oh,
message was frame your message so people hunger for it. And it's like hunger, food,
wow.
rice, heart.
Nice.
That was a picture we found that just fit her message perfectly.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love it.
And then this last one you're going to love. Remember, this is the writer teaching you how to write your own book or helping you write your book.
Yeah.
So this is embracing your writing.
Yes.
Another found image.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. And more people have to do that too because there are so many people I hear they're
Telling a story. It's the framework of telling a story, right?
yes.
And how it reveals. So they're talking through each bullet. This is like a bulleted slide, but it doesn't look like one, right?
No, it's very creative. Very creative, Bridget.
Mm-hmm. And then we talk about bullet free. Let's clean things up. And okay, so this first one It's just a simple slide. They're just talking about business impact. Actually, this is more about statistics and stuff, but you'll find an image. This is what he said. He says, the step beyond sound analytics, what I call business impact, goes even farther. Business impact is like business insight on steroids. Wow. So he says that, and you see this image. So, oh, now I knew why he's lifting the weights. He's on steroids.
Wow. Very good visual.
Yeah. And then this was a slide deck I did for a former executive of Microsoft. And he was talking about how the finance department did not get along with anyone else. Like the satisfaction of this finance department was very low.
Shocker.
And yeah, and it's like, okay, well, this is an exciting way to show a statistic, right? It's different.
Again, that background color is like a grayish blue, and it's so comforting to the eyes.
Yeah. And then this is the new statistic. After they worked on it and worked together, they raised their satisfaction to 90%. So very cool way to show statistics. Yeah. And again, what can I say? Please.
Those are bullets kill. I love it. And you know what? You've already helped me. I'm guilty of the bullet lists, the traditional bullet lists. So thank you.
I'm about to show you some alternate ways of showing bullets. Do you want to see?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is a 3-bulleted slide, but it's 1 slide per bullet. Okay. So this first one is get attention. You have to get attention. What a message must do, get attention. Okay. Then the slide slides to the left. Create interest. That's number 2. And number 3 is cause thought or action. So he may be talking to each bullet for a minute, but we have that image to tie to what he's saying. Okay. So we don't have to look at a list of words.
You're right.
And then here's another one. Again, they might want to have all the bullets on one slide, but does it have to look like a bulleted slide? No.
Amazing.
And then I love this one. Again, this was for the Microsoft client. They were talking about all these distinctions. And I said, you know what, let's put it on Post-it notes, on a table, and we'll just kind of reveal them. And then what we did as we went forward was we'd show a picture of a distinction, and we put the little Post-it note it related to in the corner. Yeah. So they could tie back to, remember that list of Post-it? So presentation mastery, success by design.
Oh, that is classy. I like that.
Yeah. So we're presentation masters, but our tagline is success by design.
Yes. Yes.
So very clean and simple.
Yes, exactly. And like they say, keep it simple. And this is brilliant. This is brilliant.
Thank you. So let's move on. Let's go to what does it mean to be mindful of your graphics, right? So how many people have seen a slide like this? They find a graphic online, they slap it on a white slide, and then they talk to it forever. And it's like you can't hardly read the text, and you're trying to read it. And all this white is like he's shining a flashlight in your eye.
Yeah.
So here's my redesign.
Oh, nice. I like the gold. I use gold color for my letters on one of my websites. Yeah, that's gold really good. Different. That's wow.
Do you want to do this?
No.
Or do you want to do this?
Yes. I didn't have to think about it.
Right. All right, here's another one. Okay, I'll call this another crime, get the art police out.
Oh, wow. Art police, I like that.
So this picture is actually a great picture for what they were talking about, because they were talking about the evolution of the physical body and how health throughout the years can really age you. And I said, let's make the picture big, and we don't need those bullets. Just say the bullets. We don't need the bullet.
I can't. So tell me what you did. Ooh, yes, yeah.
More sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's so much better. And then this last one, it's not too bad, but why did you put bullets on an or? Give you more energy, or give you an energetic facelift, or.
Yeah, I guess they were rid of all that verbiage. And
you think I made the picture bigger?
Yes, that's a beautiful picture. That's a very, see that now that says that ties everything in together in a perfect way, and the colors are great. That's just perfect.
Isn't it much more friendly?
Yes. It's
Okay, and this is my last one, is my favorite. So this is actually an animation I created for in PowerPoint. And she
oh
was talking about, you know, vacillating between fear and faith, you know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to be in faith. We don't want to be in fear, especially when you're talking about your health.
Absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
was a fun little thing.
Wow.
So I told you earlier that, you know, when we see images, we remember what we're saying. And I don't know if you remember what I was saying when I showed you these images earlier. Do you remember?
Well, you were saying how much you were setting him up to create the atmosphere backstage to help set him up, and that takes a lot of work. And you really
Yeah,
seem to enjoy it. I mean, but yeah, I'm remembering all the behind the scenes that you had to do to create this look for him with his slides, and they have to be perfect and
right.
interesting and
Very good.
visual.
Good. So you passed the test.
Yeah, thank
um,
God.
I don't know how much time we have. I'm wondering if I should skip this last one. Um, Let me just go to my one final show here. I'm going to skip the animation.
Well, I
So this
edited,
is
don't worry.
okay. Good. This is a show I did. I showed you earlier, but these are the slides I did for. He was the former marketing executive for Wendy's when they coined the phrase "Where's the beef?" So this guy was top of the top, you know, and now he's my mentor.
Wow.
And so he gives. He's retired now, and he gives talks to SCORE to tell them how they can market, you know, and you know, if they have a small budget, how do they market with a small budget? He talks about all of that. But he's calling it the 10 commandments of marketing. So this first one I love because he's just talking about know your customer. And he may be talking about this for 5 minutes, but we're staying on this one slide. And why this slide is so great is look at the picture.
It's
Look how
showing,
rich it is.
it's showing interaction and
Mm-hmm.
how important that is with one picture.
Yeah, I mean, his eyes looking at his customer, how excited he is for her, how she reaches for the product. You can even tell from her body language just that she's smiling and talking about. And then this other one is offer your customers something they value. So he talks about what is that? You know, it's something the competition can't or won't provide. So as he's talking about this, you look at her and you think, wow, I think she really values shopping.
She's having fun. Girl likes to shop.
I love it because when we look at an image, the first thing we look for is a face. We look for the eyes. And if the eyes are looking at us, okay, we're looking at them. But if the eyes aren't looking at us and we look at what they are looking at. So she's looking at these bags. So we immediately look at her face, then go to the actor, right? And she's
Something you
going,
can
wow,
relate to. Yeah, this is amazing.
I love this next one. So this next one is actually a bulleted slide. So effective communication is what's remembered and acted upon. That's the title of the slide. And then he gave me 4 bullets. Ready? You
Okay.
got to entertain. You've got to engage. Are you hearing me? You got to inform, and you got to have a call to action. And he's just going, wow. Isn't that great?
I love it. I love it.
That's the unbulleted bulleted slide.
That's
And
amazing.
then this one, white background, but it says, speak the language of the customer. And I love her face because we're looking at her eyes. Look how beautiful her face is,
Yeah.
how bright her eyes are. Her teeth is perfect. And I even took the color of her eyes and made the text that color.
Nice.
So you have a relationship
It
to the
ties it
text and the
together.
customer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to recap real quick. And what we want to do is we want to keep it simple. Use only one thought per slide. Eliminate any unnecessary elements that may distract from your message. We want to use nice images. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you can't speak 1,000 words, your picture can for you in an instant. So make sure you pick the right picture. And then make it readable. Limit the amount of text on your slides so the text you do use is nice and big and readable from the back of the room, please. And then we have our less is more. I don't need to say any more to that. And then tell a story. Use visuals as a part of your storytelling and have fun with it. You know, the top 5 secrets to I can't even talk anymore. The top 5 secrets to create compelling slides that engage. All right. And what it is a 5 video series training. We start with a branded template. You know, why do you want a branded template? Well, a consistent template showing your slides makes you look like you're more buttoned up, you know, like you know what you're doing and you took time to make sure that they see stuff that makes sense and it's, you know, order. It has order to it. Our brain, remember, needs order. The other video, convey your text without those boring bullets. So I talk more about how can we replace those boring bullets. And I actually show you how to do it. And then another video talks about including compelling videos to increase the memory of the audience so they can remember what was said and take it away with them. And then, you know, we talk about showing statistics to illustrate your point. I go into, you know, different ways to show statistics beyond what I showed you today. And then so many speakers have told me, I can't get my video to play on my slides. It played them when I was home, but I can't get it to play when I'm on stage. And so I show you how to add a video for super engagement and how you get it to play. And I'll tell you, I've been hired many times to work live events just to make sure their videos played because they knew I was an expert at it. I actually got to fly to Australia to do that. That was awesome. So what I have here is to get this free training is you want to go to presentationdesignexpert.com/rise. And that's where you'll find the link to opt into this, and it will take you directly to the training. And it's a little more than 60 minutes of training total. So it's something that you might want to do in chunks, which you can, because they're 5 separate videos, and you can go back time as many as you want, as many times as you want. This is available to you forever. And you know, if you want to get a hold of me, my email is wow@presentationdesignexpert.com. So you can send me an email to contact me. I would love to hear what you thought and hear, you know, what are you creating for your next event? And, you know, it's time to show up as an expert.
Very true.
Right?
Yes. That's important. You're the person doing this is the person that has to know everything about it. And that does make you an expert, and it should be presented that way. Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share so I can see your face again.
Yes, so we can, oh, there we go. That was so painless. Well, oh my God, Bridget, I have to applaud you because that was amazing. When I put this show up, I'm going to promote it as really a mini seminar because you have shared so much good information.
Thank you.
Like, I can't wait to do, you know, to even for creating, I'm going to be creating a new persona as Granny Tino. And I've been thinking about different elements to incorporate it. And you've triggered a lot of ideas.
Good.
But this has
presentationdesignexpert.com.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I can't thank you enough. I mean, thank you. And people can contact you too, just to for a consultation and see how you can help them grow their business and do it through slides. So
thank you. Yeah.
I appreciate you so much, and we're going to have to go now. And everybody,
okay.
I want to wish everyone a good day. Thank Brigitte Callahan for being here, and remember to subscribe to Laughter Talks, okay? All right, now, I'll see you again, and I'll let you know when your show will be up. So you have a great day, Brigitte. Thank you again. I love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.